Welcome to Don't IEP Alone, the only podcast dedicated to helping parents navigate the IEP process and hosted by a special education advocate. Your host has been attending IEP meetings for over a decade and has helped thousands of parents go from an IEP rookie to an IEP all-star. Be prepared to learn tips that will be a total game changer for you as a parent advocate and, most importantly, your child's outcomes. Partnered with the award-winning Blog a Day in Our Shoes, you'll be confident, knowledgeable, and actually looking forward to your next IEP meeting. Don't IEP alone. Get ready. Here's your host, from suburban Philadelphia, Lisa Leitner.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming back. Thanks for tuning in to this bonus episode, which of course I've said a zillion times before. A bonus episode means that it's not specifically IEP information. So I'm reserving that for the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, which, a programming note, during the school year, I definitely hope to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, excluding holidays, of course. During the summer, I said that I was going to go to Monday, Wednesday, because for traffic on the blog and online in general on Fridays in past years has just been really low. So, and it's summer. I want more time with my kids. So I'm not going to be doing Fridays in the summer, and I'm just kind of realizing today that it's going to be a real struggle to even get Mondays and Wednesdays. So it's just, you know what it's like when you have kids home versus not having kids home. You just have more time. So if it's not there, please don't lose faith. Don't unsubscribe. I will be back for your regularly scheduled programming, certainly during the school year. And I will try my best to do Mondays and Wednesdays in the summer. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about something that's been kind of bothering me for a few days. Actually, it's been bothering me for a year, more than a few days. But last year, was it last year or the year before? I don't know. I remember it was a rainy spring day, and I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. But on a rainy spring day, I remember I went to this training or a workshop or whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh, can you hear my annoying dogs? Go lay down. But I went to this training or workshop called Bridges Out of Poverty. And Bridges Out of Poverty, it's an excellent program. It is a national program, so if your community is doing it, I would strongly suggest that you read up on it and look into it and, take their trainings if they offer them and become involved in volunteering if you can. More than a third of people with disabilities live in poverty, which is why I kind of keep that issue close to the chest or learn as much as I can, because having a disability is certainly a barrier in many ways, and financial is just one of them. But I also have really all of my pro bono clients live at the poverty level. So I just wanted to learn. I'm always trying to learn as much as I can. So this training was about the three different kind of classes of people: those who live in poverty, the middle class, and the extremely wealthy. And it was so informative and so eye-opening and so just enlightening. So I strongly recommend it. But one of the things that she kept going back to, our trainer, our instructor, that she kept going back to during the course of the day was this phrase of, you have to respect where people are at in their journey. And of course, for her purposes, it had to do with thinking and mindsets in regards to money and whether you have it or you don't have it. And again, just respecting people's choices, respecting where they're at in the journey, and kind of about that casting judgment on those who live in poverty and what they choose to spend their money on, which we know that occurs in our society. So it was about, everybody has their own place in the journey. Everyone has their own journey through life. And if people make choices we wouldn't make, we kind of have to respect where they are in their journey and offer guidance, offer assistance where it's appropriate. But again, she kept saying it, respect where people are at in their journey. So that kind of stuck with me, not just for the purposes of that training, but in my work with parents who have disabled kids, and respect where they are in the journey. Because I know that I can also be very quick to judge. I can be very quick to cast aspersions, especially as I've said this time, this time of year, we're in late spring now. And I honestly, we heard from a parent in the group just the other day, and she wanted all these things done, and she requested all this stuff, and basically the child is set to graduate in less than 3 weeks. And from other podcasts, that's the kind of stuff that makes my head explode. And I try to say, why now? The child is 3 weeks from graduating. At this point, parents have their food trays ordered for the party, right? The child has already been sized for their cap and gown at this point. But, it is what it is. And I guess, I try to look at it as glass half full, and that at least the parent did at some point get engaged and try to stop this child from graduating when they're clearly not prepared to graduate. But that respect where they are in the journey. But this is one that I had trouble with, because I had a friend, and I've only met her one time, so I don't know that I'd call her a friend, an acquaintance. And I was Facebook friends with her. That's why I'm saying friend. And she posted something about her child, and it was about, how did she say it? I don't want to read it specifically, because I don't want to out this person. But it's a good example. But it was just about, back then we had hope. And it was something pretty similar to that. And I don't want to say what the back then was and what changed, but it was, back then we had hope. And where I'm going to go with this, that her whole post, even though it wasn't terribly long, it was just a screaming example of ableism. In that, we had hope, but then we learned that my child has a disability, so, oh, woe is me, isn't life so terrible? So I'm reading it, and in my head, I'm going, okay, meet them where they're at in the journey. Meet them where they're at in the journey. Respect where she's at in her journey. But at the same time, it is ableism. It was just a Facebook post about how we had hope and things were going to be okay with my child, but then we learned he had this disability. So now things are not going to be okay, and life sucks. We don't have hope for him anymore. And I just think, first of all, how terrible for a child to ever hear that from their parent, that I've lost hope that you're ever going to become something of value. Right? And also, I wouldn't respect where they're at in the journey. I wouldn't respect the person if she made a snidely or like kind of passive aggressive, racist or sexist comment. So that's where I struggle. Why do I have to respect where she's at in the journey when her actions and words perpetuate stereotypes about my child? Because it's not just her child. I never asked to be, this disability parent, civil rights ambassador or civil rights activist, right? None of us asked for this. It's just what we were handed, and you're given that. When you have a child with a disability, you are that person. When people say, oh, hey, a guy I work with, he has a son with autism. Guess what? You're the guy they work with. You're the gal they work with. Oh, you know what? My neighbor's son has epilepsy. You're the neighbor. I'm the neighbor. I'm the neighbor whose son has epilepsy. So for some people, this is their window into our lives and into disability, into what it is. And I just put that up against others who are showing off. I had 3 friends. It's Special Olympics swimming season right now, I guess, because in 3 different states, I had 3 different friends show pictures of their kids with ribbons from swimming. When I contrast that of, hey, look at the ribbons he won today at the Y, to, well, back then we had hope. And then because I sometimes lack a filter when I'm passionate, especially when I'm passionate about something, I'm getting better at not responding impulsively with the first brain dump that falls out of my head. But, I tend to offend people then with, people do not like to be told that what they're thinking or feeling is wrong. I've learned that. Myself included. None of us does. And even if I don't come out and directly say that, that's the takeaway usually. But she was perpetuating stereotypes that before we knew he had this disability, we had hope. Now that we know he has this disability, life is so hard. Look at me, I'm the martyr. I have to do this, this, and this now. So if you're wondering what I did the very immature thing and I unfriended her. Because it's really for my own mental health. This wasn't the first time this person has said something like this. And yes, I know I can just put people on hide. I'm aware of that. But I thought, I want my circle of friends. I spend a lot of time helping people through crises situations. I help a lot of people. I go to juvenile court a lot. More than the average person. I mean, it's to the point where a lot of the masters, that's what they call them, which is crazy. But a lot of the masters and folks like that and CYF workers know me by face and all that. I spend a lot of time being surrounded by negative situations and negativity and helping kids overcome stereotypes. And even some of the stories I hear in our Facebook group are just horrific as far as how some of our kids are being treated out in the world. So I just feel like now for my Facebook account, I want to be surrounded by positivity. I want to be surrounded by people who are positive, friends who are uplifting, who make me smile, and so on. That's not to say that I'm not going to be there, and should they need me in times of trouble. And she's not the only one. I've deleted like dozens of people because I had an issue we had some security issues with our credit cards, and I just kind of looked at my Facebook friends list, and I thought, if I can't, at first glance, if I look at your name and can't think of how or where I met you, or if I never have met you in person, I unfriended them. But anyway, I just, we've gone through 2 neurosurgeries this past year with Kevin, and now my dad is battling kidney cancer. So I feel like I just don't have the mental energy left to have that kind of nonsense in my feed, that I will just continue to promote positivity and role model the best I can, and I guess respect where she's at in the journey, huh? And hope that, and then that's what that thought came to my head, and I thought about, and I just couldn't think of a way to say it without sounding snarky, but I wanted to say something like, well, I hope someday you find peace and acceptance with your child. But I don't. I just didn't. It's just better. Some things are better left alone. So anyway, if you feel like it, if you've had a similar situation, and you want to, I'm going to start doing some like interviewing and chats for the podcast in the fall. We won't be doing it this summer. But if you've had a situation similar to this, where you're dealing with just a lot of negativity surrounding your child or disabilities or your life, and you just have some people around you who are negative and you want to chat about it, I'd love to talk about that. Just email me at lisa@adayinourshoes. And have a great rest of the day or week, and tune in again. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Don't IEP Alone podcast. No parent should have to IEP alone. And with A Day in Our Shoes, you don't have to. For more IEP assistance and letter templates, visit adayinourshoes.com. For ongoing assistance and support, follow our Facebook page and group.
Me, I could fly up to the sky. Every day I'm on my road, but today is the day. my way. Go my way. It's go my way. It's go my way.